A warm welcome from Buriram Stadium. It's match day 3 of the AFC Champions League group stage and the standings are starting to take shape. In Group H, Buriram United host Melbourne City, with both sides vying for a second win of the campaign. My name is Cameron Pope. I am your commentator for this afternoon's clash from Thailand, and allow me to take you through the state of play in the group so far. Now, the Australian side lead the way, currently on goals scored, thanks to their win over Jurjung on match day 2. Buriram trail Vomphore Kofu by a point after their defeat in Tokyo at the start of the month. And the Chinese team are currently the only winless side. Their game with Vomphore Kofu gets underway in tandem with this one. And well, Buriram's sheer dominance over the last 2 seasons of domestic action has rather cemented their place at the forefront of Thai football. They are the ultimate force, on their own patch at least, with 2 successive trebles in the bag. The quest for a third, however, has hit a few obstacles in the early part of the Thai League One season. And they are currently 4th after a handful of games, passing up the chance to take top spot on Friday night with a 0-0 draw away at Chiang Rai United. In fact, their form has wilted in recent weeks. Chance to change it tonight. All began in the AFC Champions League in the defeat in Japan's National Stadium. United had no shortage of chances against Vomphore Kofu at 0-0, but couldn't find a way through against the J2 League side, who only grew in stature as the game wore on. And it was ultimately a match decided by a 90th minute header that condemned Buriram to a first loss in the group stage, and another slip-up that will throw serious doubt over their ability to put together a deep run and mount a serious charge in the name of Thai football. And starting your Champions League campaign before your domestic league always presents a challenge, and it's one that Melbourne City have had to handle in recent weeks, but they can only hope that the start of their A-League men's season last weekend will serve to bolster their performances in a continental setting. Didn't get the start they wanted though on Saturday, however. Lost their A-League men opener 2-1 at home to Western United. An uninspiring goalless draw with Vomphore Kofu at Melbourne Rectangular Stadium saw them, well, splutter into gear really. But the 2-1 win against Jurjung on match day 2 at least gets them moving in this group. We're into the final season before Asia's club competition split into 3 tiers. Next term's Asian Champions League Elite will feature a slimmed down 24 teams from this year's 40, with AFC Champions League 2 and the AFC Champions Challenge League, I should say. The AFC Challenge League offering further opportunities for continental success. Last season's final, played in April, saw the title return to Japan. Urawa Red Diamonds winners over 2 legs against Saudi Arabia's Al Hilal. Their 3rd meeting in the final in 6 years, as Al Hilal missed out on the chance to extend their record number of titles to 5. Been a long time since the Thai team made a dent in this competition. They have had 2 titles back in the day, both won by the now defunct Thai Farmers Bank. BEC Tero got to the first final under the modern branding, the Champions League, back in 2003. Lost to Al Ain on aggregate. But there are 3 Thai League One teams competing this season in the competition. Bangkok United qualified behind Buriram as runners-up, while Pathum United also made it through the playoffs. Incredibly, there were 4 teams from Thailand in the group stage in 2021. But can one of them manage a deep run? That's the real question. And their biggest hope lies here with Buriram United, at the ground they call the Thunder Castle. First appearance in the group stage for them since 2019, as we await the entry of the players. They are their country's biggest hope. They are their country's biggest, or best supported side. 11 times they've reached the Champions League, but when is going to be Thailand's day? Well, the atmosphere is ratcheting up here in Thailand. A chance to welcome out the side, carrying the hopes of so many in this city and the rest of the country. Not all gone to plan so far. Can the return home to this fortress bring about a return to form for Buriram United? Shocked last time out. They can get themselves back on track over the course of the next 2 games. So here we go. A decade has passed since Buriram's run to the quarter-finals of this competition, and when will their star rise again? With 2 Thai trebles in a row to buoy them in the eyes of many, if not now, then when? But Melbourne City are looking to write their own story. Relative newcomers, they haven't been beyond the group stage in their short history in the competition. Will it be 3rd time lucky for them? Well, both teams have tied down that all-important first win, but for the host it was a surprise defeat at the hands of Wonfore Kofu at the start of October. That means there is added significance on this fixture for them. They could go back to the top of the group with a win today, depending on Kofu's progress against Jurjong elsewhere, but whatever the wider ramifications, getting back into the routine is a must after a string of subpar results in both AFC competition and in Thailand. As for the visitors, well, still unbeaten not just in this competition but in all of their AFC Champions League history. They were vastly unlucky last time not to get out of the group. Tied for points in top spot, and don't forget, only top spot will go through assuredly to the knockout stage that begins in the new calendar year. The 3 best runners-up from each of the 5 East and West groups will join them. Here's the team news then. 1 change for Buriram United. Centre-back Punta Henviboon drops to the bench from match day 2, which means that Piradol Chamrasamy can come in to join the match day 11 for Arthur Papastamatis, the Australian who left the A-League men at the end of last season with Newcastle Jets, his former club. Will be well versed in the art of taking a result off the likes of Melbourne City. Omar Al-Ali leading the referees team, the 3rd team today. He's from the United Arab Emirates. And don't forget, we have got VAR if we need it. Ahmed Essa Darwish, the Emirati, in charge of that one. Siwanak Taesungun and Jim McLaren, captains for today. Pre-match rituals complete. Now it's time to get down to it. Also 1 change for Melbourne City after they beat Jurjong 2-1 in Huzhou on match day 2. Max Caputo, the wing-up, drops to the bench, and he's replaced by Alessandro Lapane in the match day 11. And a couple as well for Melbourne City. You've got to be careful of the yellow cards that they're starting to wrap up. Steven Ugarkovic has got 2 already, the central midfielder. That means that if he's yellow carded again in the group stage before the final day, he will miss 90 minutes of action. Blue on blue, United versus City. That's the stage set in this one. Both campaigns underway now. It's been a sluggish start at home for Melbourne City. Can a win on the road inspire them to better things? A breath of Buriram. But do they have the fire to get past Australian opposition here at Buriram Stadium? Final plans to be made. It's not the neatest team huddle I've seen before a match, I have to say, but whatever works. It's a team that is used to winning. They've had to adapt in this, the new season. They will be spearheaded by their top scorer, Lonsana Doumbouya, who had chances aplenty in Tokyo on match day 2. Couldn't steer his team to victory, not for the want of trying. And right on time, we are underway at Buriram Stadium. The home side looking for a second win in the competition. The same goes for Melbourne City. They are 1 point better off, unbeaten over their 8 games in the competition so far over the 2 spells they've contested. But Arthur Papastamatis, can he mastermind a result against a side he knows all too well? Well, the atmosphere, that can only benefit the home side. Not packed to the rafters today in the Thunder Castle, but it will still be a hostile environment, and one that Petr Kratky, the Melbourne City assistant coach, has to deal with. He's filling in for his boss Rado Vidosic. Illness has deprived him of the chance to lead out his side today. And it is Melbourne who were first tasked with playing out from the back. Up towards McLaren it goes. That's an awkward one, and Dumbuya might have pounced on this. Beaten to it by the defender. Curtis Good got in the way. And Bijic can clear up towards Jakalic. Might have had a chance to run at the defence there, but rather stood on the ball, and Supachai found it presented to them. T-Raton looking for a run forward. Here's Sasalak. Now Dion Cools. Looking for Dumbuya. And a clear is from Supraya. There's Tolgay Arslan. Moment to think for Aziz Bijic. There's Supraya. Curtis Good. Hooked forward looking for Jamie McLaren. He was rather isolated in light blue, so that's presented to Kim Min Hyuk instead. Sasalak closed down. Normally plays in the left side of the fence, but has been brought into the right this time. Never afraid to get forward. Throw in from Rataniko and Maikami. Up towards Dumbuya. Can't find a dark blue shirt, but Goran Čaušić has been caught. And painfully, judging by the sound he made as he went to ground. Tolgay Arslan penalised. Well, he got to the ball first, but then caught the Serbian right on top of the thigh. Hence the crumpled heap that Čaušić found himself in. Seems to be okay. And the flick on was perhaps destined for Sasalak, but Supachai got the power all wrong. Jamie Young opts for the short ball. And here comes Curtis Good. Bijic. Trying to bring in Jakalic, hasn't found him. Sasalak given away. Jakalic forward this time, but straight down the throat of Cools. And Kim with danger over his shoulder. Played away from danger by T-Raton. This is building nicely for Ramil Shedayev. Finds Supachai, got Dumbuya in the centre, and he'll certainly accept the corner. The deciding touch came from Magarkovic. Dumbuya, so often the outlet, he might be the target here. First bit of action for Jamie Young to Stewart. There's a smattering of dark blue in and amongst the sky blue. But Omar Al-Ali wants a word with Dumbuya. He'll be watching. He has eyes everywhere, not just on the field but off it with VAR. Here comes the delivery. Masses of blue shirts in there, but it's a defensive one that gets there first. It's going to be allowed to run by Dion Cools. And the Buriram supporters bringing the noise in the early part. Well, a major Thai newspaper undertook a survey earlier this year to map the country's support for various teams, both in Thailand and abroad. And well, their findings were that around a third of Thai League fans actually support Buriram, or so it was claimed. Far and away the lion's share, with Port coming in next best at a mere 12%. Muang Thong and fellow AFC Champions League competitors Partum coming in next at less than 5%. They have the strength of most of a nation behind them. Forward from Supraya. Now Ugarcevic rides the challenge well in the end. Jakalic. Here's Bejic. Using good. Marin Jakalic again. Rolls it through the legs of Ratanakorn, and Buriram can pounce back with Sasalak. Here's Piradol. Good movement from him. Brings in Supachai, but couldn't find a man further forward. Knocked forward by Suprayan, and he was a lonely figure in sky blue. Jamie McLaren, he was the intended recipient, but it will just be a throw-in. A healthy atmosphere. Who can Ratanakorn find? Not a man in dark blue, it seems. Flicked on forward by Čaušić, given away though, and Lapane was the first to challenge for it, but he's muscled off it in the end by Supachai. Here's Tiraton. Čaušić was making a run forward. Shadeyev looked like he wanted and expected the free kick, didn't come. Arslan in a tangle with Shadeyev. The referee has seen there's going to be no advantage here, and straight on the scene, Omar Al-Ali. Shadeyev, no doubt, disappointed with the fact that he didn't get the initial call. Seek to mete out his own punishment. The Azeri. Well, it was late and you might say petulant from Ramil Shadeyev. The ball was certainly gone and there was no need to make the challenge. Here's Supraya. Now Curtis Good. Began his career with Melbourne Heart, as they were called, had a spell in England too. Oh, given away. Poor ball from Suprayan, and it's presented it to Doumbouya, but Doumbouya had nobody around him in Buriram blue. Nicely played out by Ugarcevic. Up over halfway, but could only find Kim Min-hyuk. Here's Tiraton. Looking down the line for Shadeyev, but can't find him with the pass. He might have been offside anyway. Just sparring, these two, at the moment. That's how it feels. Here's Curtis Good. Samuel Suprayan. Bruno Reich. Looking for Hamza Saki, couldn't find the Oxerloni. Chance for the home side to play with Supachai. Using Shadeyev. Could get a cross in here, Ramil Shadeyev, he's going to go all the way. Gets to the byline, oh, Supachai shied, that should have hit the target. First chance we've had, and it was a good one for Buriram United. Supachai shied, waiting for the cutback from Shadeyev. And when it came, well, he was in a brilliant position, but the Azerbaijan man doing all the creative work, neat cutback too, and well, he knows how close it was. And that's been given away on the edge of the penalty area, and well, everyone had stopped in Melbourne City blue, and well, he's welcome to try. Sasalak, the ball was already dead when he struck that. Struck it wide as well. Here's Arslan. And Good. May need some help here. Supachai is harrying him. Comes in the form of Jamie Young, and not the straightest ball he's hit, the goalkeeper. How will they fare in the absence of the big boss? Doumbouya was the target, taken off him by Curtis Good. Hooked clear by Bejic. Up towards McLaren, but the header is from Coles. Sasalak goes down, wants the free kick, and he'll get it. Tolga Arslan, never far away from the action, hasn't been in the opening 10 minutes. Turned aggressor this time. Clear as day. Here is Kim Min-hyuk. Tiraton. Now with Shedayev and Supachai. There's Tiraton. Ramil Shedayev again. He's got Tiraton in support. Trying to run at Rish. Rish gets across and, well, it was an important intervention in the end from the Portuguese defender. And it will be a corner kick. Plenty of luck so far on that wing for Buriram United. And the first delivery from this side met a defensive head. Can Tiraton Bunmatan do better this time? Had chances himself in the 0-0 draw with Chiang Rai on Friday night in Thai League 1, but he's more known to be a provider. Can he play that role now? Here it comes. And spinning, and it was up towards Supachai Chida. Dumbuya got there, still not clear. Chausic, safe from the goalkeeper. Kim picks it up. Danger not over. Tiraton back into the box. Oh, and he was there, wasn't he, Dumbuya? Defensive header clears it for now. Here's Ramil Shedayev. Up against Rish. Sasalak with the ball in. Deflected away, and it needs a more convincing clearance. Dumbuya back into the mix-up. Cleared once more, and this time Dumbuya isn't first to it. Lopane underneath it, wants the free kick, and he's bought it cheaply there. Well managed in the end by Melbourne City, but there was plenty of defending to do before that point. Great save from Jamie Young, and his view might have been blocked by Agarkovic's body. But here's Lopane just getting in front of Dumbuya, and it was a needless foul really from the Guinean. His side had the upper hand. Goals from midfield so far this season, Goran Chausic, 3 of them. But it is a chance to finally clear from a Melbourne City side who've had their share of defending to do so far. Here's Arslan. Won by Chausic, here's Dumbuya now. Shedayev. Mix up from Nuno Reis. And a throw in taken quickly by Shedayev, who's found Supachai Chida. Looking for Sasalak, and it's dealt with by Bic. Here's Jakalic, and gets away with that, the Croatian. Took a touch of Sasalak. Plenty of action in the opening 13 minutes. Wants to speed it up a little, Peter Kratky. Just throw down the line, and it was going to do well to find Jakalic, but the second ball does come to Arslan. Now Reis streaming forward. This could be dangerous up towards McLaren, too big for him. Can Marin Jakalic keep it in? Now attention turns towards the cross, trying to take on the defender. Second block came in well from Sasalak Hyperhon. Now he has to work out how to get clear. Well, he used Ratanikon well. Good combination play, might yet come Melbourne City's way. Moment for Heish to plot a pass, and he's found Saki. It's been an electric couple of minutes at both ends. Maybe the tempo just resetting itself now. Arslan. Well, they are a hard team to break down, Melbourne City. Normally an 8-match unbeaten streak in the Champions League might be interpreted as well a deep run or even champions. That wasn't the case last season, and they're defending now though. Heish with the challenge. Referee on site to see it, and he's given a free kick, and there might be more trouble for Nuno Reis. First yellow card of the day. And first for him in the competition. Thirsty work this for Peter Kratky. Well, he was in full flow there. Ramil Shedayev got the touch that defenders hate, taking it inside, and well, he'd already committed, hadn't he, the Portuguese defender. Simple one for the referee, really. And Nuno Reis goes into the book. So a quarter of an hour gone, and all the chances so far have gone to the Thai team. And they've got another here. No shortage of willing volunteers to take it. And he's already been in action. Goalkeeper Jamie Young. That time from closer range to deny the header of Superchurchide. Warnings laid out by Omar Al-Ali. And standing over this one is Dion Cools. Can he inflict some damage on the travelling side? Here he goes, it's Cools. It's over the bar. But he never got the dip he needed, certainly the rise from the Malaysian. Now he's always heading over the bar. Well, they'll deal with those, Melbourne City. 12 points they picked up last season, but they were unlucky not to reach the last 16. Second behind, tyre position in the form of Partum United. They were second on goal difference in the end. The head-to-head record couldn't separate them. They drew both games, and well, in the end it was another draw that ended up costing them ultimately. The draw at John Am Dragons on match day 3. On how will their match day 3 result affect them this time? And they thought they'd won it that day. Jamie McLaren, the scorer after 89 minutes to put them into the lead, but they were pegged back by an added time equaliser. Not enough to take them through their 12 points as second place side. And they are in a commanding position in the group so far. But it's so tight. 4 points for each of Melbourne City and Vonfore Kofu. Buriram United just a point back over their shoulder. But it is City attacking now. Hamza Saki with the ball forward, finds McLaren. Held up by Jakalic, and it's going to drop for the shot from Magarkovic. Into the bodies of the defenders though, and cleared away by Chausic. Forward towards Superchurchide. He's got Shedia down the line. He's going to use him too. Calling for it is Dumbuya, might come towards him. Defensive intervention from Curtis Good. Clears the danger for now. He's always a threat, Lonsana Dumbuya. Shedia knew exactly where to aim this cross. Look at that, outside of the boot. But Good was there in the right position. As all good centre halves are. That's a lovely ball to Tiraton. Flag is up though. And explains why the Melbourne City defence had all stopped in their tracks. Arthur Papastamatis began his coaching education as a young teenager, and he is a young coach. His playing days were stopped prematurely at the age of 25, succession of unsuccessful knee surgeries. Now brought his playing IQ into the managerial game. Was an assistant to Spurs boss and Postecoglou. The pair won the J-League title with Yokohama F Marinos in 2019 before Postecoglou headed to Britain with Celtic first and then Tottenham Hotspur now. That was left undercooked by Jakalic. Piridol. Now Tiraton to Shedia. Piridol again. Cutting his way through those sky blue shirts. Sasalat's got a bit of room initially. Away from Jakalic and stumbles his way around the second challenge too. Here's Dumbuya. Not used to being on the flank. Sasalat can't control it, and that allows Curtis Good to work this out to the defensive third. Now McLaren uses Lopane. McLaren's got to hold his run here, and that might be why Lopane's opted for Saki instead. Arslan on the stretch, but does control it. Promising for Melbourne City. Here's Saki, going to go for it. Might wish he hadn't. Had light blue shirts in more attacking positions, Hamza Seki, but the Auxerre Loniard saw the light of goal. Pulled it well wide in the end though. Here's Beach. Reich. Samuel Suprayan. Dumbuya threatening. Here's Good. Getting time on the ball. Nuno Reis. Suprayan. Arrow straight ball, but nobody to attack it. Comfortable pick-up for Siwat Aktesungen. Well, it's a patient start from Buriram. Had the better of the chances. They had a number of chances to take the lead at 0-0 in Tokyo on match day 2 against Vonfore Kofu. Lansana Dumbuya headed wide from a corner midway through the first half. And they were sent a warning shot when a glanced Kofu effort came back off the post late on, but they didn't heed it. Here's Tiraton. Is it going to find its way through to Shedeyev? Not if Nuno Reis has got anything to do with it. Tiraton. Well, he was battling, and it's a battle he's lost in the end, isn't it? Not that he agrees. Tiraton Bunmatan. Did he show too much of this to Lopane? Well, the referee has got that spot on. Alessandro Lopane with a well-timed challenge, and his side coming forward again. Jakalish. That's McLaren in the centre. Still Marin Jakalish though. Going to go towards the byline. Can he find the cross? It's a good one as well. Oh, it's found its way in. Alessandro Lopane. On the away side strike first at the Thunder Castle. Well, they came into today's game top of the group, and well, there's some discussion about whether it's going to stand, and they're looking across to the flag that has thrown in a late intervention. Let's have a look though. Here's the run of Marin Jakalish, and there's no question of offside for him, and I guess the questions are about Jamie McLaren. That's what they'll just be checking. Was he onside? And the goalkeeper, of course, from that angle doesn't look at all likely. Lopane's header was maybe not the best in terms of direction, but powerful enough, and we are going to have the check now from Omar Al-Ali, and it will be a head scratcher if this is chalked off, because, well, the offside certainly doesn't look like a problem. There was no impact on the goalkeeper. Either way, VAR will be working its magic in the background. The first call in of Ahmed Issa Darwish, our Emirati video assistant referee. Maybe it was the initial pass, that might be the problem. And the celebrations, well, they weren't cut short. They were only happy that Melbourne City to peel away to the sidelines, but there was a roar from the home fans as they realised that all might not be as it initially seemed, and are the group's top side to be reined back in at 0-0. It's a wait for Arthur Papastamatis. It's a wait for everybody at the moment. What's the call? Well, goal stands. And he'll be happy, Peter Krutke. Not as happy as Alessandro Lopane. Well, the on-field decision ended up being offside. It was a belated call, and in the end it was a wrong call. Video assistant referee doing its job, and well, the cross met by Alessandro Lopane, and it's the 19-year-old who has put Melbourne City into the lead. And what now for Buriram United? Joined in June, Alessandro Lopane, ahead of this season from Western Sydney Wanderers. But there is defending to do now. Ramil Shedeyev taken off his toe by Saki. Tiraton Bunmatan. That's a lovely ball. Headed straight at goal though by Suprayan Chided. Buriram aiming to mount the perfect response, and a bit of deflection either way, bit of direction. Well, it could have been. Dumbuya was putting pressure on Jamie Young there. It is cleared by Suprayan, straight at Tiraton. Here's Chausic. And Suprayan. BH only too happy to capitalise on the loose control, and now there's thinking to do here for Rattanikon. Gets a bit of a shove in the back from Marin Jakalic. And that's why the free kick has gone against him. Well, he can't believe it. No Croatian, but I don't think there was ever really any grounds for complaint. Here's Piridol Chamrasamy. Forward from Kim to Tiraton. Shereev wants it. Now Chausic. Coming through the gears, Buriram United. Shereev again, taking off him. Lapani's intervention. Arslan. Nobody directly ahead of him, having to go long, and he's found Lapani. McLaren in the middle here. May have other options. Will the cross come in, or is the defence too strong? Ugarkovic forced away from goal. Here's Hoish. Lapani again. Can he turn provider? Ugarkovic made to come backwards. Hoish. Cross field. Could be a good ball if it's controlled. Bejic just about keeps it alive. Here's Aziz Bejic. Gets the cross in, and Lapani was waiting again. Made it clear by Dion Calls. Danger not over for Buriram United. That's found its way to Bejic. Options in the middle once more, and convincing clearance, at least from Dion Calls. Gonna need more of that though from this corner. Well, it was Buriram who started better, creating all the chances in the opening quarter of an hour, but Melbourne City, well, they've found their rhythm now. And is that going to be a problem for the goal of Siwarak from this corner? Chance to increase the lead. Saki with the corner. Away by Dumbuya. He got the decisive touch. Shereev's going to follow this one out, and he's got away from his man. Here's Ramil Shereev. Oh, cross comes Lapani. Got a good challenge, and in the end it will be a throw into Buriram United. Piridol. Kim using Shereev. Now Tiraton. Melbourne City happy to soak up the pressure. Goran Chausic. To Piridol. Back to Ramil Shereev. He's got Supachai down the line if he wants him. Maybe aiming for Dumbuya in the centre, but it's cannoned away. Now Kim. Dion Calls. Britannicon. Moment's piece for Sasalak. Couldn't use it to plot the right ball though. Here's Bejic. Sensible option really. Nuno Hoish. Lapani's chip to add a bit of flair that otherwise has been lacking from the midfield so far. His goal separates. Curtis Good. Suppliant. Arslan's touch forward, and Saki with the ball to spray it into the path of McLaren. Tiraton looked to have got there first. McLaren might have other ideas. It's still the captain. Here's Jamie McLaren. Can he look for a second? Deflected behind to spare Buriram's blushes by Kim Min Hyuk. Well, Jamie McLaren had a lot to do here, but he got it off Tiraton and took the game to Kim Min Hyuk. Forced to go the long way around, very nearly paid off for him. Good intervention by the Korea Republic defender. Corner comes in, well, that wasn't played with the same efficacy, but here's Lapani still perhaps further away from the Buriram goal as you might have envisaged. Here's Bejic. Resisting the temptation to go back to his goalkeeper. Now Suppliant. Dumbuya never far away, always sensing an opportunity. Nuno Reis, that's been given away to Supachai Chaiden. Now Shedeyev, Dumbuya in the middle. Corner will have to do. And that was completely created by Melbourne City's inability to play up from the back. Seems to be the default of so many teams, but it relies on accurate passing. And that cornerstone wasn't there from the Australian side, and here comes the first real test of their one-goal lead. Tiraton Bunmatan to take it. Not really landed a punch from a corner. Is it going to be different? Nope. Curtis good with the header away. Sasalak back in. Good again. Up into the air and eventually away from Suprayam. Forward from McLaren into the space he would normally occupy as an attacker. Here's Cools. Piridol finding Tiraton. Shedeyev. No options for Piridol other than to go back to Cools. Here's Kim. Chavsic. 1-2 with Shedeyev. Now Tiraton again. Dumbuya might be in there. Sasalak too, and it needed an intervention from Aziz Bejic. Just a throw in. Got the angle right, the defender. Dumbuya. Going to get the cross in himself, and there were options in there. Might come back to the Guinean. Sasalak. Forced away from goal. Tiraton trying to go over the top. Up towards Supachai Chaiden. Oh, he might have controlled this here, Supachai. Just took on a little too much. Still, Buriram will try and press. Here's Piridol Chamrasamy. And Kim. There's tension in this first half. Tiraton. Now Shedeyev could use Chavsic down the line. Has he got other ideas? It will be the Serbian. Supachai. Shedeyev. Back into the pocket for Tiraton. Opportunity to clear away. Falls Lapane, who goes down. And that is the breath of relief that Melbourne City were waiting for much of the last 5 minutes. They've been under pressure virtually ever since they took that lead through Lapane, and he was going to be first to that ball there. But it is he who actually caught Supachai Chaiden. Always looked favourite for it there. Had the superior pace to Supachai, and then caught him right on the back of the calf muscle. And he can have some solace from this first half performance, even if the scoreline is against him. Arthur Papastamatis, Buriram head coach. His side have created, you'd probably say, the better of the chances, but this was the goal. Yakalish's ball in. And it was a delicious cross in the end that was met by Lapane. Goalkeeper, maybe he could have done better. Perhaps he was unsighted. Tiraton. Well, the attacker stole a march on him, and it squirmed through the grasp of the goalkeeper. Instruction passed on to Curtis Good. Well, he's been with the club long enough to know the state of play. Petr Kratky, the assistant manager, joined 6 years ago. Understudy to Rado Vidosic, unwell and can't take up his place in the technical area for this one. But his side managing well without him. I'm sure he'll be tuning in. Will be a team effort in his absence. And sure that the healthy Australian community in Bangkok will have turned out for this one as well. And here comes McLaren. Can he give him something to cheer? Save this time by Siwarak, and it stays out. Got down low to it, the goalkeeper. Not to be beaten for a second time. Poor clearance from Dion Coles, presented it to McLaren, and it was a strong effort, but the goalkeeper saw it well. Always going to be hard from that angle to beat him. But Dion Coles, well, a nightmare clearance, and almost presented the chance to double the lead. And there will be another such opportunity now. Been a while since we've seen the attacking teeth of Melbourne City. Arslan and Sasalak separated. Can the dead ball situation be the outlet for the visitors? Here comes the ball in, flicked on by Jakalic, and well, it was into the direction of McLaren, but with far too much power and not enough accuracy to ever really substitute for a shot. Even game this. Hard to say whether Jakalic intended that as a shot at goal, or was he trying to lay on an opportunity for his teammate. Either way, Buriram's attacking nous has been counterbalanced by a vulnerability at the back. Over the head of Sasalak, but Dumbuya is there. Sasalak into Supachai. Controls the second time, but by then Lapani was on him. Powerful header forward by Kim. Met with one equally good by Curtis Good. Lovely 1-2, and now Jakalic might be away. Jakalic crossing for McLaren, can't find him. Dion Coles nodding behind, and smartly too, but the flag was up. And it won't be a corner. Instead, it will be a defensive free kick. This was an excellent bit of play from Tolgay Arslan to set up the 1-2. Hamza Saki knew what was coming. Borussia Dortmund youth player Arslan represented Turkey's youth teams before switching to Germany. No senior caps for either, though. He's into the twilight of his career now, but the talent that was recognised by Dortmund, well, it's still clear to see. Here's Sasalak. Can't find a route through towards Dumbuya. That's been picked up well. And flying forward is Aziz Birch. Doesn't find Jakalic with the pass in the end. Kim. Chausic. Shereev. And Tiraton. Goran Chausic once more. Buriram hunting that equaliser before half-time. Supachai chided. Forced away. Coles going route one. Manages to find Tiraton. Good control from him too. Shereev might have been the option down the line. Instead it's going to be Supachai. Tiraton with the cross over the head of Dumbuya. Still an awkward catch for Jamie Young, but one he managed. There was enough air on this ball to trouble the goalkeeper, but it was always too close to him. Dumbuya unable to make a play for it. Here's Suprayam. Into Arslan. McLaren wants to go on the overlap. Back to Suprayam. Here's Agarkovic. Not tempted to try and play through Buriram United. Might do this time. Arslan beats Sasalak with the pass and brings in Birch. Now Marin Jakalic wins the foot race against Ratanakorn. Gets the cross in as well. McLaren! 2-0! Poise about the finish. And Melbourne City double their lead at Buriram Stadium. One of the worst times to concede for the hosts, who were building in this first half, but defensive frailties have been exposed again. And Jamie McLaren, well, he was waiting to strike. The ball was a good one from Marin Jakalic. Got past Ratanakon, well, he put it on a plate, didn't he? Slammed into the turf, and the goalkeeper was powerless here. And there were bodies to aim through, but he knew exactly what he wanted to do, Jamie McLaren. Drills it down, takes 3 out of the equation. Goalkeeper can't aim for it. And it's a comfortable half-time lead that this is shaping up to be. A captain's goal to set his team further ahead, and as well, night begins to fall over the Thunder Castle. Lightning has struck twice for Melbourne City. Giving away, and Dumbuya can pounce. Buriram really could do with a goal in the next few minutes. Desperately looking to make this a one-point ball game again. Sasalak against Bajic. Something about that attacking quality just isn't there. Calls over the top, but only meets Supriyan. And the spark seems to have gone out of Buriram. A tie, double treble winners looking for answers, even if the fans still keep the belief and the noise. Here's Shedeyev looking for Čaušić. Garkovic got there first and again buys the cheap foul. And it's something that Buriram have been led into time and time again in this first half. Well, they're going to make a change. Ratanakon Maikami is going to be brought off, and well, Punsa Henviboon, who dropped out of the starting 11 after match day 2, will be brought back into play. Not sure whether there's a physical problem from Ratanakon or whether he's just struggling to deal with the attacking runs of Marin Jakalic, who's laid on both goals so far. On comes the centre-back by trade, Punsa Henviboon. Got a goal on match day 1 in the 4-1 win against Jurjong, but it's a very different game this time around. Here's Čaušić. Now Shedeyev. And Kim. Punsa. Piridol. On the turn was Supriyan. Taken off by Curtis Good. Forward comes Jakalic. He's off again. And now he's firing down the wing. Jakalic, can he get another good ball in? He's got options to aim for if he can. And this time, Buriram are wise to it, and the ball was straight to Sasalak. One back though. Good challenge by Garkovic. Lopane, he's already got the taste for a goal. Now Garkovic. Bajic was calling for it. And there's an urgency about Melbourne City, and a panic perhaps about Buriram. That's a lazy challenge from Supriyan. Did he need to make that with Melbourne attacking but contained 50 yards from goal? Frustration, maybe? And what must he be feeling? His idea is clear, Papastamatis, but his players unable to match up to the class that the A-League men's side have brought. Could it yet get worse for Buriram? Here's Arslanin. Bajic goes backwards. Supriyan is comfortable to let that run. There's nobody around him in Buriram dark blue. Arslan. Wasn't a great touch, that first one, that let him down, and Sasalak, who was wheeling straight around to complain to Omar Al-Ali, does get the free kick he covets. And when this board goes up, there are going to be 3 minutes signalled as a minimum for the added time. It's time enough for Melbourne to, you would say, to in most people's eyes, put this one out of sight, but equally for Buriram to make it interesting again. Here's Shadea, and they have had chances in this first half, Buriram. Ramil Shadea trying to get the cross, gets past Hoish. Shot is deflected and helped away by McLaren. Forward again by Piradol. Napane can't clear. Chausic into Shadea. Chance right at the end of the half. Chausic, clear by Good. Forward from Punta, but not to any great effect. Here's Tiraton. 1 minute of the 3 elapsed. That's not a bad ball forward to Dion Coles. Here comes Sasilak. Shadea was calling for it and then threw his arms up in despair when the ball never came. That's been won back though, Sasilak. Dion Coles just a yard or so behind it. However, he's won it back off Beich. And it's more of a bite to Buriram now. Tiraton. And he's picked out Dion Coles, looking to slip the ball in, and Supachai was the target, beaten to it by Good. Smart play to let that one go. Well managed, that purple patch by Melbourne City. Coles has been brought out to the right-hand side now, while Punta Hembiboon has dropped into the middle after that substitution. But they can be happy with this Melbourne City. Second best at the start, but found their way back into proceedings. Punta under it, helped on by Sasilak, but to nobody in dark blue. McLaren to chase. Away by Punta, helped on by Sasilak. Dumbuya was offside, and I'm going to say that Supachai might have been as well, and that rather sums up Buriram's look in this first period. Here's Suprayan. Might be the final play of the first period. The first period that suits Melbourne City. Forward to McLaren, but it was always a stretch for him to reach that one. Here's Kim. Tiraton, but he won't have a chance to get it forward. Omar Al-Ali brings to an end the first half that has seen the very best of Melbourne City's attacking prowess and the very worst of Buriram's defensive holes. The tie double treble winners. They're in a tight spot here at the Thunder Castle. Undone by goals from Lapane and McLaren that have made it look as if Melbourne City are set to stretch their lead at the top of the group, at least in their advantage over Buriram. Two sides who will be expect to be at the forefront of this group, but there's only one in this one so far. Half time, Buriram 0, Melbourne City 2. Back with us then ahead of the second half, and Buriram with work to do as they look to get back in, not only into this game, but into the swing of things in Group H. They risk falling further behind Melbourne City here. And there is no shame in losing to a side like the A-League Men's Premiers, but having slipped up against Monfore Kofu of the J2 League last time out, well, it's a slip-up they can't really afford. Marin Jakalic with two excellent balls into the penalty area that has split this game between a first half of the period that favoured the hosts and the second that favoured the away. And what twists and turns are to come in this second period. Off we go then. What's going to change for Buriram United? Something has to, and it has to affect the scoreline. There's Tiratum, who used Kim Min Hyuk. And a defence that didn't have to do much for, well, the opening 20 minutes really. Cheriev, he's going to chase after that and immediately puts the pressure on. Hooked away by Ugarkovic. And there has been one change at half-time. Terry Antonis has come on to the centre of the park to replace Tolgay Arslan. Our fixtures at home to focus on for Melbourne City and spread the workload. They travel to Adelaide United on Sunday in the A-League men. Remember that the reverse fixture comes up at Melbourne Rectangular Stadium on the 8th of November. Oh, Dumbuya might fancy himself on this, and Jamie Young had to react quickly and did so. Jaušić backwards, here's Tiratum. And while the scoreline is certainly against them, those of a Buriram persuasion inside the stadium are still making the noise, trying to spur a resurgence from the Thai champions of the last 2 seasons. Nobody has come close to threatening them. 6 trophies in that time, but it's been a less than perfect start to the season this time out. Sit 4th in the league. Here's Tiratum. That's a good ball. It's in the penalty area. Supachayat might have taken a shaving of the post with it. Still not clear. Cheriev backwards. Hooked up and away. Supachayat tried it. Tiratum's ball in. Dumbuya was attacking it, but caught by Jamie Young. And that's the kind of intent that Buriram need to show. Beatrice coming forward though. And he's got men in support as well. Yakulish, McLaren's in the middle. Another good ball from Yakulish. McLaren! Oh, brilliant save, McLaren again. Can only find the side netting. Denied by a reaction save, and what a stop it was from Siwanak Taesungen. The ball from Yakulish, he's played those all night, and the goalkeeper's foot it was in the end that comes to the rescue. He looked beaten, Siwanak. And the veteran stopper gets down to thwart Jamie McLaren. What an opportunity. Maybe that was the game. Here's Tiratum. Forward towards Dumbuya. Appeals for the flag, and appeals that are heard in the end. Header from Coles found Dumbuya, and while he was coming back on, wasn't he, from an offside position. This is the chance for Supachayat. Goalkeeper got a hand to it. Bit of action from the upright as well, and then Antonis was right in the drop zone, fortunately for City. But it's United who come forward, and they must come forward. Kim. Tiratum. Ramil Cheriev against Reish. In a tangle, and he was doubled up on in the end. Clearance from Hamza Saki. More instructions for Buriram from the boss. Kim Min Hyuk. Tiratum's turn. Cheriev against Reish again. Ramil Cheriev. The tackle, Muna Reish. And it is a corner to the hosts. And a bright start in this second half from them. Threw himself in the way, the Portuguese defender. Will he be the target again, Dumbuya? Tiratum's ball. It's a heavy one, put in by Sasalak and headed clear by Suprayan. Danger might not be over. Ogarkovic got enough of a touch on it to deny Dumbuya. And the flow is stemmed for now, but for how long? Here's Supachai. Brilliant touch, opens up the cross, maybe a shot as well. Unohaish was behind it. Back to Supachai Chaiden. Well, the defender flew in and he caught Supachai Chaiden. And there's going to be a yellow card and an easy one for the referee to dish out. It's gone to Curtis Good. Oh, Alessandro Lapane actually, the man who flew into the challenge. A man who's not used to defending, and maybe that explains the ferocity with which he jumped in. But he picks up his first yellow card of the campaign. Now then, what beckons for Tiraton Bunmatan? Needs to be a good ball. It is a good ball. Good got the header clear. Fired back into the danger zone. McLaren can't jump in. Dion calls. Good awareness to beat McLaren, but only ends up finding Hamza Saki. Only cleared halfway and slammed wide by Supachai Chaiden. Well, he might not have expected the chance to come to him, Supachai. But all of a sudden he found himself in space and read the bounce and the spin quite well, but he was facing the wrong angle really, wasn't he? Needed more of a hook to test Jamie Young in goal. But still, encouragement for those inside Buriram Stadium. Here's Dumbuya. Jaušić. Overlapping was Dion Calls, and it was between him and Sasalak. Began his career with Red Star Belgrade in his homeland, Jaušić, and well travelled since then. Played in La Liga with Osasuna. And there's going to be a change for the visiting side. Scott Galloway, the right back, is going to come on and replace Alessandro Lapane. Whether we see Galloway play in a more attacking position perhaps. But that was the goal that started things. I want to forget Vasiwarak in goal. He's since redeemed himself, however. And on comes Scott Galloway. Well travelled, a variety of clubs across Australia and New Zealand, but 4 years now at Melbourne City. Began his career across the city at Melbourne Victory, actually. Replaces the man on the yellow card. So it's just Nuno Reis. He was playing on a caution. The referee wants this moved on. Not in Melbourne City's interests to play quickly and loosely here, but nor is it only yellow card for Aziz Bejic. Here's Dumbuya. Couldn't control, Antonis picks it up. Young. Suprayan. There's Curtis Good. Bejic can only see fit to go back to his goalkeeper, but that's going to suit Melbourne City at the moment. Pressure put on Good. Now Bejic can come forward. Yarkalish is a good option. Back to Aziz Bejic. Calls jumping in. Calls with the foul. Well, the protester's innocence, Dion calls, but I don't think he has much of a case here. Let's have a better look. Now, there was an arm on Bejic, maybe a little bit soft, but don't give the referee a decision to make would be the standard advice in that part of the field, especially with Melbourne's advantage as it is. City free kick. Can they push further ahead in a second half where they've been second best? Hamza Saki to stand over it. A number of blue shirts, light blue shirts, that could be found off the back of this. Man goes down, it's going to be straight at goal and wide. Well, why not, if you think you can hit it? And Hamza Saki, not quite with the curl in the end, the Oxerloni. Well, he's not far away, is he? Look at that. And he had Curtis Good peeling away to try and make a play for it too. You can take those chances if you're 2 goals to their good. Scrappy passage of play, but it's won back by Bajic. And the light blue shirts can turn forward. Antonis spraying. Here's Galloway. Stopped by Tiraton. Hoish is happy to let that run, and it is Galloway who's playing in a more advanced role down that right flank, or seems to be, ahead of Hoish. But here's McLaren. Oh, short ball caught them out. Needed to be more accurate from Magarkovic. It is Melbourne City's game to lose. They're vying to become only the 2nd Australian side to reach the knockouts in the last 7 seasons. We have had an Australian winner before. 2014 with Western Sydney Wanderers, or of Al Hilal in the final. Adelaide United are the only other team to reach the final showdown. They lost to Gamba Osaka in 2008. But it's City's rivals, Melbourne Victory, who qualified for the tournament, or the playoffs at least, more than any other Aussie team. But it's the Thai side coming forward now. Supachai is just the wrong side of the white line and wants to go quickly, and he has gone quickly. Supachai chied in into a dangerous position, cut back, could have gone anywhere. Out towards Tiraton, goes down. Referee claims that Hamza Saki got the ball. And to be fair, there aren't many protestations from Buriram. They've got to get back and defend. Galloway with the ball forward. Here comes Yakalish. Options in the middle, he might yet go alone. Been provided twice, but found his route to goal blocked. Might yet be more luck for Melbourne City. The cross from Saki. Over the head of McLaren. Picked up by Yakalish. McLaren again. Chausic got there in time. Dumbuya finds Tiraton. Here comes Shedaev. Now is the counter on. Space for Supachai. Buriram outnumbered, but they've got the pace behind them. Supachai trying to hit them over the bar. And it will be a goal kick to Melbourne City. Try as they might, home side just can't seem to land a body punch. The optimists will say they're getting closer. The pessimists that perhaps they lack the clinicalism, the cutting edge to break down the A-League men's side, to really threaten the lead that's been built. Hoish forward. You play that all the way to Hamza Saki, who's on his own here. It is Saki. Oh, not far away. Did he get the touch? Claiming for it, but no dice for him. He didn't have a lot to work with there, Hamza Saki. Found himself in space, and offside flag this time stays down up against Kim, but that was probably the best he can manage from that. Right call to award the goal kick is Yakalish. Supriya. Almost an hour upon us, and despite the pressure exerted by Buriram, there's still no sign that they're getting back into this game. Magarkovic forward. Petr Kraki wanted a foul there. Might say that there's no advantage on halfway really. Here's Bajic looking to create one, looking to extend theirs. As is Bajic. Trying to get away from Dumbuya, and he's into a crossing position. It's ahead of Galloway, who will give chase. Moment to collect his thoughts. Reis, Galloway. Sheriff's presence was enough to put him off, and he only finds Supajai. Well, there is a bit of a change in effect in the group at the moment. Results are favouring Buriram in the sense that Zhejiang are beating Vonfore Kofu, and well, depends how you look at it. But with Melbourne City out on top at the moment with 7 points, there's then one team on 4 and 2 on 3. Certainly competitive for the neutral, but well, for Buriram it's simple really. Going to have to get results somewhere, and it starts here. The first of 2 games against Melbourne City, but this one not going to plan. And there is to be a change. Leo Natel, Brazilian winger, along with Callum Talbot. First to come off will be Aziz Bayic. This may well be for Talbot, who normally plays on the right-hand side of defence, but well, he can operate on the left. However, Nuno Reis is going to be the other change, so I wonder if maybe we'll see Leo Natel go into a more advanced role and Scott Galloway drop back into his more usual defensive role. Either way, it's Natel and Talbot on. Reis and Bayic off. Their work is done for now. Attention turns back to the A-League men campaign. Only 1 game deep. They were beaten by Western United in their opener, but this sees them ready to pick up the rhythm once more. Never been beaten in this competition, Melbourne City, and it doesn't look as if it's going to start now unless Tiraton can spark a turnaround. Needs to be an accurate delivery. Attackers, defenders, all in there. And the atmosphere ratcheted up again. Tiraton Bunmatan, lovely flat ball and punched clear by Young. Where's it going to drop? Saslak could have got it forward, but he skewed it at an awkward angle. Saki, mix up, and it's been presented to Tiraton, and he's got options to aim for. Tries to play it back to Sheriab, but it was snuffed out by the defence. And can City counter? Here's Talbot. Right in the challenge, well, is Leo Natel. First touch from him, and it's an attacking one. Oh, and a lovely ball as well, and it has to be put behind by Dion Coles, because Marin Jakalic was over his shoulder. Quite the introduction from Leo Natel. He does indeed look as if he's gone into that right wing slot with Galloway filling in at fullback. Plenty of light blue shirts to aim for, but well, it was too close to see what had to have any effect really, that ball. Tiraton's giving it away. That's done by Jakalic. Could this be the ball from Hamza Saki? Might he go himself? He was aiming for McLaren. Tiraton has spotted that this ball might just stay in. Needs a bit of encouragement. Well, he thought he got there. Assistant referee had other ideas. Well, since Western Sydney Wanderers' win in this competition in 2014, only once in 8 full seasons has an Australian team gone beyond the groups. That was Melbourne Victory, reaching the last 16 in 2020, and if it stays like this, well, we'll know a lot more after match day 4 in the reverse fixture, but for the moment it's Melbourne City who are firmly in the driving seat, and they're coming forward again. Jakalic's ball bounced awkwardly for the goalkeeper, and he couldn't get anything on it. It's been a long night for Siwarak. He certainly kept the score down as well. Jakalic has put in good ball after good ball, and right after half-time it was Jamie McLaren's header that could have made it 3-0, and then maybe we wouldn't be talking about a contest. I think it just is for now. Reinforcements have been called back. You won't win a header like that. Samuel Supriya. Bit of a physical mismatch as well with Tirata. Saki's ball. This for 3-0. Always look to be a defenders. Kim with the header away. Collected by Galloway. Up and over attempt. Well, there's first to everything at the moment. Melbourne City. Galloway riding one challenge. Can't beat Dion Cools. Lovely crossfield ball from Antonis. Straight down the throat of Saki. Thinks about his options. Uses Ugarkovic. Could use Leo Natel. Here he is. Still plotting, still waiting. Saki. McLaren the only man in the box at the moment. Uses Jakalic. Natel. Bit of juggling to do. Gets it around Sasalak. Moving it efficiently here. But the cross from Saki couldn't find its way through to McLaren. There's a chance to clear here for Buriram. And Antonis took the bait, didn't he? Tirata. And as long as it remains 2-0, Buriram have a chance. They've created enough to have had an effect on this game. Cools. Here's Kim Min Hyuk. Supachai, not the cleanest touch, but he's managed. Trying to find the cross, gets up against Talbot. Shadiev. Piradol. Piradol going for it! Well, juggled by Jamie Young, but he had room to do so. Better safe than sorry from the Melbourne City goalkeeper. Managed to find the legs, find the target, but never really find the direction there. Piradol to threaten the goalkeeper. Here's Tirata. There have been flashes of promise from Buriram, but it's mistakes like that one from Shadiev that have threatened to cost them. Saki looking to expose those defensive vulnerabilities again. Ugarkovic and backwards from Antonis. Good forward. Galloway opted to go for the line. Nice little flick to drop the shoulder, but couldn't find the final pass. It was cut out by Punsat. Here he is. Up to the superb Dumbuya normally, but the control was there, but the support wasn't. There was nobody around him, and Guinean couldn't really be expected to fashion anything on his own from that distance. The chants go on as the clock ticks down. Inaccurate ball towards Leonatel. The two subs trying to combine, but to no great effect. Here's Kim Min Hyuk. Tirata. Looking for Supachai. That's rebounded only into the path of Hamza Saki. And he's got Natel on the overlap if he wants him. Infield it will go in the end. Antonis. Natel. Saki was claiming he was held there to the referee. He has been brought back, and that's good refereeing there from Omar Ali. He'd seen the infringement clear pull on the shirt of Saki and noticed that the light blue shirts weren't getting anywhere of their own accord, so free kick was in order. Lovely ball cross field. Here's Jakalic again, and he's done damage from that wing, hasn't he? Bypasses Galloway. Here's Antonis. Not the cleanest controlled, and Dumbuya was there to put him off. Ugarkovic. Still in search of that third that should, to all intents and purposes, kill it. Although stranger things have happened. almost a hypnotic chant from the home fans. And the passages of play have been in fitting. Plenty of sideways passing as Melbourne don't need to force the issue here, City. Natal is battling for it. Referee says he got the ball. Here's Ugarkovic. Curtis good. Here's Scott Galloway. Supriya. Using Antonis. Ugarkovic. Melbourne City in full control. Galloway. With space to run into as well. Here's Yarkalish. Saki. Good. Into Supriya. Dumbuya with the press. And enough to make Talbot feel a little bit uncomfortable. Here's Curtis Good. That's forward towards Leo Natal. And he's got Tiraton Bunmatan to deal with. He'll get the corner. Don't think it was quite what he intended, judging by the apology to Jamie McLaren, but he won't mind the way it's panned out. Change to be made for the home side. Haris Vucic is getting ready to come on, but they're going to wait for after the corner. This to take it further beyond the control of Buriram. Offside. That's not how to take a corner kick. For all their attacking flair so far, Melbourne City, they've been undone by a schoolboy error. Here comes the change then. Haris Vucic. Well-travelled journeyman striker. Played his trade in England, in Spain and Croatia. He will replace the outgoing Ramil Shedayev. Found his influence waning in that second half. So on comes the former Newcastle United man. Here's Kim. Is there a way back into this for Buriram? Dion Coles gets away with the slip of the foot. Kim Min-hyuk. Chausic. Coles. Patient build-up play from Buriram. Can he find the cross? Not a bad one, but Curtis Good in the way, helped on by McLaren. Here's Leo Natal. Saslak in a tangle with him, and Saslak commits the foul that eats up more valuable time in favour of Melbourne City, and it's going to be a yellow card for his trouble for Saslak Haipohan. First of the home players to go into the book. They've managed to keep frustration largely at bay so far, Buriram. And if this does end in defeat for Buriram, well, it's certainly not the end of the road, far from it, but it makes life mightily difficult for them. And so much is contingent about what happens in the other double-header between Vonfore, Kofu and Jurjang. Both sides will repeat the matchday 3 fixtures on matchday 4. Melbourne City, then it's the trip to Tokyo to face Vonfore, and then they host Jurjang final day, the opposite. True for Buriram. to lock down at the top place in the group to be absolutely sure, and it's not a mistake that Melbourne City want to make again. They know how important it is not to rely on that best of the second spots. 3 of 5 will go through from the eastern half of the draw, the 5 groups that they've got, but you don't know till the very end if you've done enough, and so far Melbourne City are doing their utmost to make sure they hold on to the summit. Destined to at the moment, it would take a drastic change. Here is Kim Min-hyuk. Tiraton's cross. On a more fortunate day, he might have got a corner out of that, but it is a throw-in off Talbot. And that monotonous chant keeps going, keeps trying to instill belief in the players. Tiraton. Is there going to be a flag? Not for the moment against Supachai. Tiraton's cross, and headed behind. And perhaps there was more time there to deal with it by Terry Antonis. Didn't want to take any chances, the midfielder. Taken quickly. Melbourne City alert to the danger. Not to be caught out. Kim Min-hyuk. Sasalak. Decides his abilities might be of better use down the line. Jausic couldn't find a way through, happy to hold on to it for now. Tiraton gets the cross in, and it's a deep one, kept alive towards Dumbuya, flicks it goalwards, but not strong enough to trouble Young. And it's another half chance, and that's all for Buriram United. Well, you can do it, so the banner reads. Question is, can they? Certainly created enough over the course of the match. Here comes Supachai and Dumbuya, and Supachai chied in. Unfortunately, it's the Vucic. Block came in. Double the amount of bodies needed in the end. Here comes Natel for City. Stopped by Sasalak. Piridol now. Dispossessed in turn, and now it's City's turn to break. That's not a great ball into Marin Jakalic, but he'll keep it alive still. Croatia with a mazy run up against Kim. Gets the cross in, but it's ahead of McLaren. And that's going to be allowed to run for a throw-in. Well, there might be a gap of relative comfort, but it's still tense. Still tense for Melbourne City. Dion Cool's throw-in. Oh, it's been given away, and Talbot might have a chance to strike here, and he will, but well, it should have been better with that kind of room. But for Buriram, time is not on their side in this northern town, 300 kilometres from Bangkok, the footballing epicenter of the country. They are being well beaten, and maybe it could have been worse for them, maybe it should have been. Callum Talbot in a spot of bother. You can see his sock is ripped. And they do have one more change available to them, Melbourne City, and one more stoppage allowed to make it in. Have brought on 2 full-backs already, though. All that's left in that area of the pitch is the 21-year-old Harry Politidis. It will be throwing him deep into the action. They might have wanted the more experienced at the top level, Nax Caputo, to come into the attacking line, but maybe they feel they've done enough in an attacking sense. Those who have travelled, or indeed those who are local, have got something to cheer about so far. But one Thailand-based Aussie, well, he still has much thinking to do. Arthur Papastamatis. He'll be well known to A-League men fans. but his side are still in bother. And it will be Politidis, the teenager. But not yet. "10 minutes for Buriram to get this campaign back on track. Looking at a second successive defeat in the AFC Champions League. Here's Sasalak. Chausic. Into Dion Cools. Ahead of Vucic. Doesn't run for him, and Curtis Good gets the clearance in. It's going to be mopped up by Buriram once more. Kim Min-hyuk. Supachai. Looking for Tiraton, and he's found him. Vucic was there, fumbled and wide. Well, the chance fell to Haris Vucic, and Dion Cools could do no better. Just got it stuck in his feet, and well, Cools improvised and didn't do too badly, actually, to say he probably didn't expect it to come to him. Good poise to take it in the air, but off target, and always looked like it. And it was a confident Jamie Young who watched it wide. So Talbot has come off now to be replaced by young Harry Politidis, Youth Academy graduate. The substitute replaced, injury the cause. And that is it. This is the 11 that Melbourne City will have to finish with. Into the air by Agarkovic. Yarkelis was underneath it, but he's muscled Tiraton off the ball illegally, and he's disposed of the ball as well, and home fans weren't too happy, and they were only too happy to alert Omar Alali to it. And it's a needless yellow card for Marin Yarkelis. Here's Tiraton, asked it to be caught out here. Supachai looking for the centre, but Supriyan was the only man behind it. But this is better from Buriram. This is the spirit they have to channel. Dumbuya, loose touch from him. Away from Supriyan. Natel to chase it. Loses the foot race though. Punter always the favourite. That's a weak ball, and one that plunges Buriram possibly back into trouble, but McLaren can't control. And Kim Min-hyuk doing the smart thing by bringing in the goalkeeper, who was really the only Buriram man free, but he's given it away. Natel picked his pocket. Here comes McLaren. Went for goal himself, and it's still not over the danger here. It might yet fall. Antonis couldn't get a shot at goal. McLaren, what are they doing, Buriram? McLaren, corner kick, and what a mess from the Thai side. They are the leading light in their country, but it was amateur defending at every level here from Buriram United. Antonis with a shot. There should never have been an opportunity for McLaren here, and Cools, well, he did eventually make amends with the block. Antonis allowed to turn, and McLaren, well, it's as if he wasn't there, he just appeared out of nowhere. But the Thai League One side, the root of all their defensive problems at the moment, and this ball is down the wrong end of the field for the hosts. Saki's ball, and this really would seal it. In towards Natel. Chausic got the header, and it's helped on its way by Punsa. Galloway sideways rather than forward. Supriyan will make a play for it and gets it. Natel. It's Leon Natel. Oh, he just hacked it in the end. I think he lost track of it. Dangerous moment for Vucic, but he was aware of his surroundings. Got that ball cleared. Tiraton. Now this is better. And there are dark blue shirts coming forward. Vucic spraying that ball out wide. Now he makes the beeline for the centre. Supachai using Chausic. Is it going to go? Goalkeeper comes for it, and he had to. And he beat Vucic to it in the air. Well, a sporting gesture from the goalkeeper. He had to put his mark on this ball. Deflection helped him, brought it closer to Jamie Young. A game played full-bloodedly, but in the right spirit. 5 minutes to change the state of play. Chasing after it was Supachai, stopped by Supraya. Galloway backwards, and now there's a press of the like we haven't seen so far, and Dumbuya's in there. Well, asked the question, and he was unlucky, Lonsano Dumbuya, that's coming back off him and out for a dead ball. Double change. Seksan Ratri and Chitipat Tenklang, defensive midfielder and a centre-back. Are they the men who are going to change this in Buriram's favour? Four minutes of normal time in which to do so. It is an unenviable position. Well, they will be 2 home games down, Buriram, after this, with only Ventforet Kofu, the side they lost to in Tokyo, yet to come here to Buriram Stadium. Can they use the final minutes of home advantage to garner something, anything from this game? Forward, but only to Galloway. Oh, Galloway's got Tiraton over his shoulder. Just about recovered himself in the nick of time. Ogarkovic. Happy to do it himself. Here's Curtis Good. 3 minutes now. Time ticking down towards a conclusion that's been expected for some time. Leo Natel. Up against Chitipat. First test for him. Now Ogarkovic and McLaren. Over the bar. A little bit lower, and who knows? Well, it sat up nicely for him, but always rising on the effort. Tiraton. He was calling for it, Seksan. First touch for the 20-year-old. Now here's Dion Cools. Seksan Ratri. Vucic, Chausic. Who will step up to the plate for Buriram? Forward from Kim. Tiraton's ball in. Chausic got the flick on, but there was no one there to help him. No one else to convert what would have been too high for them anyway. And the chances have come their way. That's not being the problem. The problem is converting them. And it looks set to be a 4th straight game in all competitions without a win for Buriram United. What might have been for Goran Chausic, but is it going to be too late? Forward from Chausic up towards Dumbuya, who's going to chase. He's not giving up on this one. Supraya's got to be careful. Well, he did well, the Frenchman, initially, but got away from him the second time. Got rid of the immediate danger. Tiraton forward. Uses Supachai. Supachai chied it. Straight at Galloway. Easy to read. McLaren. Natel forward. Will they go for goal? Will they opt to keep it? Those are the options for Melbourne City here. Good options to have at this time in a game. Antonis. Using Ogarkovic. Just need to hold the ball. For how many minutes longer? That's the question. No goals in this second half, but a raft of changes, of stoppages, of injuries. Might be an inflated number on the board, and that's going to favour Buriram. Ogarkovic. Antonis. There's Leo Natel. Natal going on the overlap. And he's got past Chitty Pat, and it was there. It was there for Saki. Yaklish off target. A multitude of reasons why Melbourne City should be out of sight. Oh, he just misread it. Saki right under his foot. And Yaklish, well, he still had the target to aim at. Always headed off target. Oh, he's had a hand in both of the goals, Marin Yaklish. Cannot fault his contribution. He could have been the man to wrap it up, but Saki, well, that miss will go down as his. Here's Politidis. Stopped. Oh, Chitipat has to get this ball clear, and Punsa Hembiboon was deliberating. I don't know why. Here's Ugarkovic. Bit more of a harry and a hustle from Buriram, but they need this ball back. Galloway. Forward by Antonis. McLaren will chase it. Kim keen not to go back to his goalkeeper. Chausic. Here's Punsa. Dion calls, looking for any outlet possible. Use Vucic. Going to switch flanks. Supachai Chaidet. He's got Tiraton making a run, and there are options for Tiraton Bunmatan. Can he pick one of them out? Cross wasn't good enough the first time of asking. Not backwards, or into a sea of bodies, and well, there'll be claims for hands. It's hit a Buriram man. And it was a powerful enough shot, but straight into the body of an attacking player, and it would never have caused problems. As Yaklish tries to put all the pressure on Siwarak. Well, it just typifies the look that Buriram have struggled from so far. Supachai Chaidet. Looking for the 1-2. Here's Tiraton. Need a goal, and desperately quickly. Dion calls! Right idea, and not far away. But at this stage in the game, it just has to be on target. Well, there's Seksan Ratri's effort. And well, it slammed into the body of Vucic, who just couldn't do enough to get himself out of the way, and maybe that was the opportunity. And I think he knows now, Arthur Papastamatis, that aside from his homeland and leaving Buriram Stadium with 3 points, it would take a miracle from here. That's up towards Dumbuya, but Young always the favourite. The referee wants a stoppage as we enter the final minutes of stoppage time. Well, Yaklish is making out as if he's been elbowed, and he's getting some stern words here from the assistant referee. Kim Min-hyuk taking a dim view of the situation. Let's have a look. Well, Kim Min-hyuk, not much to say about that first time. Oh, there's no need for that from Yaklish. Well, that's inexcusable. And the officials are right in front of it, and that's simply... well, it simply has to be a yellow card for Yaklish, who's already on a booking. And there is absolutely no reason why the Croatian can go down there, feign injury. And VAR, well, because it would be a question of a second yellow card, that's why they haven't intervened. But he's a lucky man there, Marin Yaklish, and with the game pretty much wrapped up, there would be no reason for the Croatian to ban himself for the next one. In the end, they have escaped, and they're going to be leaving Thailand with all 3 points. Melbourne City, celebrations for the stand-in Petar Kratky. His side got over the line, and with relative comfort in the end. The damage done in the first half by McLaren, and the since replaced Lopane. Too much class going forward. The midfield battle was steadily overseen by Ugarkovic and co, and they were winning battles in all parts of the field in the end. City, second win of the campaign for them. They remain unbeaten, not just in this group, but in the Champions League as a whole. Trying to learn from the mistakes of last year. Smiles for Lopane. His side at top of the pile. Going into the reverse fixture on the 8th of November at Melbourne Rectangular Stadium. the winners this time. They keep themselves out in front, and the result in China, or the later score, means that, well, it looks to be a 3-point gap that they've opened up as well. Campaign fully on track. Maybe it can spark a resurgence in the A-League men. But the job was done here, and done with comfort at Buriram Stadium. There will be a full inquest on the home side. They will know that it has to be better. It will be better. Campaign could potentially be decided when these two teams meet next time. The two sides above any other